here in just a second. But first, let's put a quick shout out to www.noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com. Reign in wealth like King Charles with a gold IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Just as King Charles, his magnificent golden crown symbolizes his wealth and power, a gold IRA can fortify your own financial kingdom. Imagine the confidence that comes from a retirement backed by a tangible, proven asset, gold, and assets that's not at the mercy of unpredictable stock market swings. A crown may not be included, but isn't a future free of financial stress worthy of a throne? Like royalty, enjoy the luxury of choice. You can choose gold or silver, platinum or palladium. The realm is yours to command. Fend off those concerns about economic downturns and let your wealth thrive with the timeless security of precious metals. This month, they're going to give away a 1/4 of an ounce. It's not this one because it's a 1/4 of an ounce gold coin like this, except it is the first ever issued King Charles III image on, and it will be yours for you to keep, a collector's item, and it's 1/4 of an ounce of gold. You'll get it if you set up a gold IRA or roll over your 401k of $50,000 or higher. A lot of you have that in your retirement funds. This could be a way to protect it. People are saying they're tired of losing their inheritance, or not inheritance, they're losing their retirement funds because of the erosion, because of the downturns in the market. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Go to www.noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com. Or pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there.
On Thursday, President Joe Biden expressed his thoughts on the recent Supreme Court decision that disrupted affirmative action in college admissions, describing it as, quote, not normal. When asked if he believed the institution had gone, quote, rogue, the president responded that the White House, stating, quote, this is not a normal court, The Hill has reported. Later, in an interview with MSNBC, he further clarified his stance, stating that the court has unraveled fundamental rights and long-standing decisions more than any other court in recent history. The president pointed to the court's rulings on various issues that had been considered precedent for several decades, explaining that this is what he meant by, quote, not normal. He emphasized that the majority of American people disagree with the majority of decisions made by the court. Regarding the question of term limits for Supreme Court justices, a proposal raised by Representative Nancy Pelosi earlier in the week, President Biden chose not to respond. However, he strongly disagreed with the court's decision to strike down affirmative action, which limited the use of race as a factor in college admissions, as reported by The Hill. In a subsequent interview with MSNBC, he expressed concerns about potential harm and politicization if the court expansion process were to be initiated, stating that it might be unhealthy for the institution. Now, earlier on Thursday, the Congressional Black Caucus raised doubts about the court's legitimacy, referring to the decision as, quote, radical. In the ruling, which followed ideological lines, conservative justices declared that admissions practices at Harvard University and the University of North Carolina did not comply with the equal protection guarantee of the 14th Amendment. The U.S. Coast Guard announced on Wednesday that, quote, presumed human remains were discovered among the debris and evidence retrieved from the seafloor where the remains of the ill-fated Titan submersible were found. According to a news release from the Coast Guard, the remains were recovered from within the wreckage of the submersible, CNN reported. This announcement came almost a week after authorities determined that the Titanic-bound vessel had suffered an implosion in the North Atlantic, resulting in the tragic death of all 5 crew members. The military branch stated that the presumed remains would be examined by U.S. medical professionals. These remains were part of the evidence retrieved from the submersible and arrived at a Canadian pier on Wednesday. Pelagic Research Services, the company that owns the remotely operated vehicles responsible for bringing the remains of the Titan submersible to the surface, confirmed to CNN that they had, quote, successfully completed the offshore operation. Photographs taken by the Canadian Press's Paul Daly depict a white panel-like piece, taller than two individuals, guiding it onto land, as well as another similarly sized component adorned with cords and wires draped in a white tarp. These debris pieces were among the items unloaded from the anchor handling vessel Arctic Horizon at the Canadian Coast Guard Pier in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. According to the National Park Service, a horrifying video shared on social media depicts a fisherman being dragged into the water by a shark on Friday in the Florida Everglades. As per a statement from the park, a visitor to the Everglades National Park encountered a bite while washing his hands in Florida Bay, prompting him to seek immediate medical assistance. A park ranger provided initial treatment before transferring him to a hospital, NBC News has reported. The specific details regarding the severity of the man's injuries remained unknown as of Tuesday. The statement also emphasized that while shark bites are extremely rare in the Everglades National Park, it is always advisable for visitors to exercise caution when encountering wildlife within the park. Confirming the incident, a park spokesperson affirmed on Tuesday that the statement was in response to the video, which was originally shared by ABC affiliate WPLG in Miami.